Scriv, I hope you're excited. First map is going to be underway. Paquetá on the CT side. Scriv, take us away with this one.
Indeed. It's not going to be an easy ride, by the way. Maybe doing a little bit of your job, but 91% win rate here on Dust2 for Havan. That's kind of terrifying. Definitely taken with a pinch of salt, as those raw stats always are, but nonetheless, something to consider, especially when it's an outlier. We've got some short aggression coming in from Paquetá, though, looking to try and find this first kill. I mean, it's just there, over the lip of short, right? Not really that far away, or maybe towards the long side of short. Really depends. They go for the boost up into their demise. Great cover here from Ketex as well. We'll find one back on that Havan side of things, but when everything's said and done, it looks like a man advantage for the CT side. It does depend. They're taking some scraps here. The triple peak coming in. The P250 can battle against these USPs. So they do need to be very careful not to throw things away here. And, well, they're now kind of beginning to. 3 versus 2. Control for remixing on the A-bomb site. Catching IDK completely off guard. And now Ketex is the only one. How have we gotten here? This is... well, it went from kind of the best start, I think, for the CT side down to the worst.
Yeah, I think the word you're looking for is bizarre. We've got Ketex here remaining in the 1-on-3. He's looking for some keys. No body armor. He wasn't going to be long for this world. So Havan, they're going to pick up the pistol round. Potentially an unlikely pistol round. We certainly felt that the Paquetá guys there might have been over-facing a little bit on towards mid. But you might not have noticed, Scrib, but Remix there pushed all the way up long onto the A-bomb site and got off a nice flank. So good stuff from him.
Yeah, not bad at all. It was indeed, I think, the play that sealed the round, right? Definitely not the one that made it or the one that brought it back. But it was the one that said, okay, this is kind of a point of no return now, I think, for the CT side. So, pretty solid stuff. Very weird, very strange, you know, beginning, I think, into this game. Maybe a little bit more of what we're expecting, of course. The likes of Furia, the poster boys for this region at the moment, mega aggressive. So if that's what you've got to work off of, right, then we're expecting similar things here from some of the teams on the way up. Nice opener coming in from Remix. Touchdown nade could do some decent damage, and it will, but things are looking good. Tagging them down, finding the frags as well, breaking into this A-bomb site pretty comfortably. You have Destiny hidden away, and really hidden away at Gandalf. Usually you see a player, especially in a round like this, go for the peak once the bomb plant comes in. He is just winding the clock down, eventually going to go for it. Oh, okay, and his patience doesn't pay off, misses the shot, Remix slaps him, and now I think Beta, ooh, and Ketex will look to save what they have into the next round. Nice find from Beta, but hopefully that should be everything. Go via short. It's definitely not the safest way. They're actually going to run boost across. That feels a little over the top, but nonetheless, that's what they want to go for. It works out. It worked. I mean, sure.
Skulls there almost actually died from the falling damage on that run boost. Seemed to work out in the end. Nice, simple round from the Havan guys. Can always be a little bit scary on Dust2 against these scouts, especially, but keeping it nice and clean. That's exactly what we like to see. So, bit of an eco coming out from the Paquetá guys. And of course, with this being their map pick, and you mentioned it coming into the map actually, Havan guys have got a massive win percentage. So we need to be seeing why they picked into Dust2 here up against the stats, which might suggest otherwise. But on this eco, we're not expecting too much. And now a great opportunity, especially with the entry, to build up some cash.
Easily finding their way in here. The P250 of Destiny, a little bit dangerous, as he does find a double. Some help from Skulls, apparently, but that's kind of rogue, and they've actually managed to find themselves a couple of AKs off the back of that. Ketex has got armor. Oh, God. Uh-oh. You can see it happening in the back of your mind. There is a world in which Ali trying to catch through the smoke, but not able to get the timing. Will get the follow-up, though, by the looks of things. There should easily be a couple of kills, I would have thought. Whoa. Okay. Gonna end up being 3. That's the weirdest way of going about it, to be honest with you. You know, fluffing up the first one, also jumping. What made him do that? You know, I think he was in position to get him behind. Maybe he didn't feel confident that they were at CT or something, or felt like he had to, I don't know, it just felt a bit early. And then also, nearly messing it up. I think if that was one of the AK players, could have fallen. So, dangerous, but it's all good in the end.
All good in the hood. So, first buy around this course, what we're here to see. Pretty good nades on the CD side. You see, going for a little bit of a slower long take, and Doc there with the AWP peak. He's going to throw that AWP back. Nothing too much exchange so far. A bit of a default, I think. Might have a little bit of a missed Xbox smoke there, so not the perfect start in the util department.
Never good. Jitters, bit of nerves maybe coming in.
It's a CT smoke. I was wrong.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. It landed where it was supposed to. Yeah. Hinge smoke, always nice. Pretty slow start here though, Alan. It's, at the moment, just getting a bit of control towards short, looking for the A split.
Yeah, they're just allowing us to warm up, really, aren't they? And it seems like Drug here, DRG, he's warming up as well around the Molotov. Canary, he's peeking in. He's been banned in matchmaking, or at least reported. He's lost his name. Peeking around the side of the smoke, and actually, it's a bit of a one-way, actually. DRG, if he just steps a little bit wide, the easiest shot of the AWP's career. Destiny playing around long, though. Great hold. Takes on those first two players. IDK chimes in for another one. And with the bomb drop down on long, how's Skull's going to even pick it up here?
Yeah, not looking good, mate. And he's 6 feet under now, so, yeah, not a chance. Unlucky. I don't know what's happened at long there, though. That is a hell of a hold, like you say, but one guy, no utility, right? No support from anywhere, and able to come away with the solid long hold. There's a little bit of trading going on, I think, right? But still, right place, right time, well held. And Havan, first rifle round, 91% win rate, all that kind of stuff. I guess we won't lean into it too hard because it wasn't all that impressive, to be frank.
True, and I guess over towards long there, what you kind of saw was the second player actually came out kind of a little bit of a delay and allowed CT and Destiny to kind of reset his aim. And with the spot he was playing, he probably should have been traded out. But maybe early game jitters is what we've seen so far. Hopefully, see it cleaned up a little bit. Scout here on towards Remix. Their money is a little bit all over the place. And correct me if I'm wrong, Scriv, but is that a Glock in play on DRG?
Do you know, I think it might be. I don't know if you've tuned in to the Go TV as yet. We're obviously casting off of a feed here. I don't know, I've just seen it change colour, so I don't think it's a mistake on the hood.
It's not, I can confirm.
Yeah, you can see it through an X-ray and all that good stuff. Yeah, this is Lil Whoopsie Daisy. DRG doing his best Skadoodle impression, if anyone gets that reference. But, yeah, either that or they've just, like, completely screwed it financially, you know. He's like, yeah, sure, I could drop you, and then realised, actually, I don't have any money. So, but you've made your bed. We'll see. We'll see. Very strange. It's surely with no money left in the bank, though, like, he's got to have got an AK somewhere. Either way, Skull's pushing in. Not going to work out here for the T-side once again. Another solo player hold that goes very, very well. Katex is just going to find the wall. Maybe even a little bit more. Yep, catches him with pistol in hand. Beautifully held there, just from a little off angle and complete panic for Havan trying to deal with him.
Yeah, it just feels like had a little bit of an easy time turning the flash initially, and then he gets two reasonably easy duels. Again, the spacing's a bit off, and then finally the AWP there in towards mid, having a little bit. That's actually a scout he had, I guess, in that scenario, but having a little bit of a disaster in his respect of hitting any shots. So for the Havan guys, of course, it was nice for them to pick up the pistol. We saw some close anti-ecos, though. And now Paquetá, now they've got the guns in hand. Now they're playing their comfortable CT spots. Maybe we're starting to see why the stats might be a little bit dubious in terms of the favourite here.
This is it, right? This is why we always say you gotta be careful. Sure, it is an outlier. It looks really good when you've got numbers that high. But that also makes you kind of vulnerable. Huh? Because you're expected to be super strong. It's also on a map like Dust2, which is known for, not its super deep strategy, so you can be studied and anti-stratted relatively easily. Well, maybe not easily, but, you know, not as difficult as some of the other maps to figure you out. And then also there is the fact that we call it kind of the great equalizer. It just takes the likes of Catex to pop off and have the hell of a CT side, and all of a sudden there's not much you can do, because you can play those spots, you can play those off angles that get overlooked. You can just mess around with the minds of your opponent and take over the game.
Yeah, and especially imagine how easy it will be to play a CT side when your long player is retaining a free kill depth ratio. Or for then on towards Catwalk, that nice boost onto Underpass grants them a nice opening pick. And now the Havan guys, we've seen them struggling on the guns even in even scenarios in the last few rounds. So not the best start for them. And we're going to need to see them clean up these mid rounds a little if they're going to find an entry and get onto a bomb site in a good scenario. But looking at the minimap, you can see the A-site players, they're playing full retake. They're playing over towards long with the AWP and the rifle in towards the pit in Destiny. So if they commit a Catwalk here, we should be looking at a bomb plant.
Looks like they might in time. Plenty of it to work with. Early Molotov. Very early. So we'll see. Big man Canary. You know, a little angry, I guess, but this is going to be difficult, I think. You know, not letting them pass cleanly. Oh, he's able to find Ali, but he was so damn blind, pushed really far backwards, and that's a bit of a sacrificial lamb, right, to let the bomb go down here. Still 5 on 3 because of that earlier frag like you talk about, and the retake on this A bomb site generally goes smoothly when you've got an advantage like this, but we'll see. All towards short. In comes Beta. He's managed to find one with the timing, maybe another as well if he pushes in effectively, and he will. I don't know why I had a feeling he'd get both, but he would. Whoa, the flick's a little close for Remix. Unfortunately, not a chance, right? Going to try and molly off the bomb. I think even with that and the person defusing on it, first of all, it's not going to reach. Second of all, I think he would have just had time to hold it. Nonetheless, Paquetá looking really good here. Really, really good.
Yeah, and of course, with the bomb being planted, he can save just fine. It's not going to affect their economy. What we often see, really, isn't it? They get their economy out of balance on this T side with the saves. It can be really awkward. So in that sense, they're not doing too badly. It does help their money out. But this CT money now, I'm looking at it, this is starting to get really out of control. And on a map like Dust2, where the utility is important for long control, and they might think about double AWPing, if they can't break this CT money further down in the half, this could be really tricky on the T side.
Yeah, it can be a little bit worrying for sure. I don't know. Slow starts, they do exist, but at the moment, Paquetá looking much stronger than I was expecting, I won't lie to you. Of course, the 3-mapper here for the upper bracket final. We'll be moving to Nuke after this. Ooh, nice find coming in from Canary, and once again, Paquetá finding the opening advantage off the back of the AWP.
Yeah, of course, this time around, we're just looking at a half buy for the Havan guys, so round win still isn't out of the question, but we're looking more in terms of economic damage. IDK, though, he's under pressure. Destiny, again, doing work here on towards long as IDK. He's juggling around. Look at that flashbang from his teammate from InCD. That was beautiful. And now Remix, you might think about it. No escaping from this prison here on Catwalk. He goes down, and no turntables for him.
No, sir. Not bad. Not bad. I give that one a 7.
Yeah, I could have done better.
It's early. It's early days.
I know.
We're
I'm
in
just
the 9
like
rounds.
popping some ideas at the moment, and then later down the road, we'll have Remix and Skulls in like the same line.
Yeah, exactly.
Just got to think about it.
Be a banger, mate. Be a banger. We didn't quite go through it. To be fair, things were a little touch and go getting into the server ping issues and whatnot, so we were kind of speedy into things. But this has actually been picked by Paquetá now that the map V2 is updated and whatnot, and then it's Nuke next, which is the pick of Havan. Of course, the early aggression here is disturbing my PSA. Nonetheless, the 2 AWPs, again, ripping apart the initial movements of this Havan side. Goodness me, this is starting to get very one-sided, right? We often talk about this. Yeah, sure, 5-3, picking up the pistol keeps things deceivingly close, but the way in which these rounds are going, if this one goes flawless, you know, does it get any better than this? Probably not. So Havan are going to have to start shutting things down. Paquetá riding on a high right now. Not a single kill. And I mean, you're just running in and essentially taking 1v1s there, guys. So where's this 91% win rate hot streak that we were kind of expecting?
Yeah, indeed. And of course, you only need to look at the CT money to see the trend of the game in the last 6 rounds, to be honest, in this scenario. Paquetá, they seem to be bringing out more and more CT aggression. We're going to see a double catwalk boost here as well. And the Havan guys in the last round, they couldn't even default out in good numbers and going man down early. They just sort of spread out and tried to take some jewels, but that didn't work all too well. Stacking 5 players, though, up here into the tunnels. Beta, he's playing up close. Player on towards back plat. We've got one pushed in towards the lower tunnels in Destiny, and now he's under pressure on this A bomb site. 1v1 only for Beta up close. And this is turned on a dime into a much more doable scenario. Smoke on towards tunnels. Canary, he can't see anything. Bomb's going to get planted. How have we ended up here?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, this is the first time in a while it feels like they've had a chance into a round, and kind of what they have been missing, a little bit of coordination and whatnot. Oh, just spotted above the smoke. DRG going to take him down, and Kitek's not a chance, my guy. They've got cash, so you might as well. But yeah, the AWP coming through window, not going to happen. Instantly demolished. So on the half buy, how else Havan break the back of Paquetá? They will be able to buy, so it's not the end of days. But yeah, turning it around pretty quickly, very chaotically. Always difficult rounds to emulate, but it is something, right? And again, because of that pistol, they're only actually 2 rounds away. And yeah, CT side's got a lot of money, but that fizzles out very quickly on the defensive angle.
Yeah, indeed. And in terms of how Paquetá was set up there, they had a player up close and another player on back plats. They had a good kind of, not quite a crossfire, but a good pairing of positions to take fights on towards tunnels. They had a player pushed into lower tunnels. So they were set up essentially perfectly. You couldn't have been set up a whole lot better on the CT side. So I hope the Havan guys realize at least that just grouping up and executing and putting those CTs under pressure versus getting picked apart on the defaults was a much better approach. Nonetheless, it was on the pistol, so we might not see it again. But looking at the minimap, a lot of players going in the same direction here. They haven't got any long spawns, so it might be a bit of a delayed take. Doc here, he's got a smoke out. He's thinking about smoking on a molly, and here comes the flash. Is super aggressive. This is nice to see. And look at the CTs falling back. They're getting right out of here. Canary, he's posted up. But now the T side, they've gained a bit of ground here on towards long.
It's another thing they couldn't do in the past, right? They've been struggling to win the rounds. They did that in the previous, and well, they've, I think, for the first time, maybe since that first round, taken control of long. But I like the adjustment. We love this. A bit of proactive, quick thinking. 2 players up short, 1 to hold, 1 to flank. Now it's all a question, isn't it? How deep does Destiny go? Looks like he will be waiting patiently, just holding off to make sure they can't rotate for free. Watch that minimap though. Pushing in. Oh, just as a look away comes in from Ali. Goodness me, that timing was pretty lucky. DRG will find the trade, which never ideal, but it kind of confirms the fact that they are indeed going A. You can stack up. You can get ready for this hit, guys. Should be here awfully soon. Nary, though, looking to try and peek in. We've got the smokes for the second time around. Good timing to find the first. And, well, this angle is deadly. Flash goes wide, turning away from it. Able to find another. Work done by the AWPer. Now a 3 versus 2 that the rest of the squad has got to pick up on. A missed shot. And Ketek's boosted up there, I believe, so they'll know there's another player in towards short. Yorg's kind of made itself known. This gets very, very weird. Nice Molotov to buy some time. Only 10 seconds remaining, and oh, it could all come down to, yeah, well-placed nader, a well-timed push. Beta not able to deny the bomb plant away, but Skull's left isolated against 2. Low HP on the first, able to find it now. The headshot angle always difficult to work with, but able to spray through and find the 4K. Huge round for Skulls. Havan Liberty finally waking up.
Yeah, the Havan guys starting to make a half of this one. The money is still pretty out of control for the CT side, but now reinvesting double AWP, that is not cheap to maintain. So look how much their economy has dropped. They felt like they were approaching 16k a few rounds ago. So the Havan guys with that half-buy win on the previous round, and they're on towards long. That was an absolute cage match once they actually got up onto the A-bomb site. Both teams had all the info and remix taking the spawn. alley-oop with a flash there as well as K-Tex, Kurtex. What are we going for? He falls down in towards low.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does indeed in Portuguese make a sound, but I'm not familiar with the language. What can I say? Detect. Either way, B bomb site now secure. 3 versus 2, and don't really think they have the money to go for this one. So RDK trying to find that second AWP. He will. And Havan Liberty very, very quickly, Alan, evening things back to a 6-6, and with no money, they've got the loss bonus stacked up. A couple players, of course, saving here with a little bit in the bank. I don't know. What? I guess that's the question. What would you do in this next round? You want to force or you want to eco?
Well, their loss bonus must be reasonable at this point. So IDK and Canary will be able to drop. So you'll have 4 rifles, including the AWPs there. There'll be 1 player on something like an MP9. But yeah, you buy in this scenario. You don't save. And you also know that the T-side money is far from perfect. So what a good opportunity of forcing potentially an eco. Maybe we're looking at the last gun round here. So the drops, they're going to be coming in. Havan, feels like to me, they've thrown caution to the wind in the last few rounds. Get a nice entry for some aggression with that long spawn on the AWPer there, on towards Remix. He throws that AWP back to Ale on that round and works out perfectly from that scenario. So Havan, much more aggressive, much less playing off the defaults. They're looking a lot better to me.
Trying to get that first kill off the back of the spawn. Well played here by Paquetá to go for the late long control. And they've kind of managed to get it, right? They've got a presence there. Destiny saw in those early rounds holding very well. Looking pretty good in general with the 12-6 scoreline. A minute and 20. Bit of a slower round from Havan. This is where they kind of failed a little bit earlier on. But I do genuinely think since the turnaround, since that sort of 6-3 mark, may well have just had someone say, look, we've got to stop swinging early. You know, just don't die in the first 10 seconds and then execute in. That, by the way, is how you play Dust2. So there you are.
Scriv School of Dust2, ladies and gentlemen. Long hit, short hit, sorry, soon to come out. This is the lurk smoke here on the ledge. You can kind of force some nice kind of one-ways, just sort of jump spawning for some information. They'll refresh that smoke in a couple of seconds. DRG will be throwing that one. And looking at the mini-map, Paquetá, they're not moving. They're staying put. They're committed to their setup. And the pressure is going to be on the AWPer over towards the car position. There's 2 here towards long coming through the smoke. And Destiny, he's ready and waiting. Had a great game so far. DRG does drop the AWPer. So it becomes a little bit more doable here. But this fight on towards long, this could be everything.
Yeah, it's the key one, isn't it? It's the 3-on-3 versus the 4-on-2. Oh, and Destiny going to win it. He does so well on his own. Remix then got a challenge towards short. A chance at redemption. AWP leads and beta trades. No. Okay. Gets a little spicy. Thankfully, Destiny again doing what he does and just finding kills. But Remix making it look a little bit more doable. Very low HP. Molotov comes in. And that will be the round. So, unfortunate for Havan that they couldn't recover it back. Remix just needed a little bit more assistance. However, Destiny, hell of a round. Nothing too flashy, but just looking crisp, you know, hitting the shots a millisecond earlier than everybody else on the server right now.
Yeah, he looked great during this half so far. Of course, playing around long and pit. He likes to play the off angles as well on the sides. And at least mechanically, he's looked like a monster in this game so far. And in so many scenarios, he's had brilliant timing as well. So maybe it's a little bit of luck, but overall, he's been the linchpin so far to Paquetá's round wins. And considering the last few rounds they haven't looked great, they needed him to step up in that scenario, didn't they?
Yeah, and he does so in a big, big way. Nice find from Canary there. That's a nasty little boost, you know. Of course, shoot out of your eyeballs in this game, so that's all you really need to get across, but it backfires. However, going for the boost up again also backfires. Remix up close and personal has just opened up the A-bomb site, and like my voice getting a bit faster, that's exactly what they've done, right? Charging in, not paying any heed to these rotators. The bomb was a little far behind. Got scary for just a split second, but Plank comes in, no cash available. Looks like it's going to be the save and try and make the last round work. Beta's around for some exits, but this is where we get a little bit like, come on, bro. The boys are saving. You've got to save with them. This is not really a spot you want to be in right now.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get anything done, and particularly with the next round being the last of the half, economic damage onto the guys from Havan, it doesn't matter. He needs to keep his guns alive for the drops in the next. Bait here, taking a little bit of damage. Skulls, it's pre-fired, but DRG rips the head off of Beta. That's still going to be another rifle they don't have in the next, so they'll go from potentially having 4 rifles to now only having 2 when IDK drops. So quite a big deal, and a little bit of a mistake there. But the Havan guys looking pretty good so far. A bit of a, you know, fool me once scenario with the boost, wasn't it? Where too many times, too many bites of the apple, as it were, re-peaking, and the Havan guys knew what was up, and the Paquetá guys, they paid the price.
Well, we'll see now moving forwards into this final round. I mean, look, 7 rounds on the CT side, you've got to say it's not all bad. They will be a little bit annoyed maybe they couldn't keep it rolling. And get the 8 here, that would be a nice little bittersweet ending, I feel. But a quick play up short coming in from the T side. They realise the weak buy is likely to be out. And a 5-on-3, just like that. We do have the big man, but Destiny, before I even say his name, will fall in pit. Got to go for this, of course, in the 5-on-2 now. 4-on-2, but it feels somewhat futile. Smoked out at short. Bomb will go down shortly, and it should be the round going the way of the T side.
Yeah, it looks pretty likely at the moment. Just 2 players remaining here for Paquetá. So many nades around them as well. They can barely move in this scenario. Beta, he's going to flash over another Molotov. It's just a never-ending stream of grenades. Molly finishes off K-Tex, and Beta, he's not going to be long for this world.
No, sir. RIP indeed. That will be Havan Liberty taking the 8-7. Of course, we will join you after the break to see how Dust2 finishes.
Bloodstained flag, open road and nomadic plans. I'm coming again.
All right, welcome back in, folks. We're here, of course, with half number 2. That ending half looking pretty good for Havan, right? They ran a few back, picked up the pace, and just moved together, and it looked a hell of a lot better. The start, though, was a little bit shaky. That's why we end, of course, with Paquetá having 7 on the CT side. We'll see what their T side's now got. Their map pick. This is where you'd expect the strength, and we're straight in towards Long Allen. Not wasting any time. Great flash over the top to allow for that first kill. Great follow-up here as well for David. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely love to see that. But yeah, the flash setting that up, right? Throws them into disarray. And now brings it down to just 2. Nithon, who I believe was Canary, we've managed to sanitize him, will get taken down. Will find Ali, sorry, but he will also get taken down. Nonetheless, the round was over with that long push, right?
Yeah, beautiful pistol round. And IDK, I think he saved his second flash for later. That was why it was so effective with all those players were fighting down the long corner. Plenty of players in attendance for long on that round. And Paquetá, taking both the pistol rounds, they of course converted the first. And for context, for those who didn't catch the kind of the veto before the game, this is Paquetá's map pick, but we know the Havan guys, they love to play Dust2 as well. So this one is a little bit of a bizarre pick from our perspective. And the Havan guys, certainly at the end of that first half, looked a lot stronger. But Paquetá, if they're going to find both pistols, they really should be looking to win this one.
Yeah, it's definitely curious. I think if you, again, we don't lean on them too hard, but it feels like these two teams, especially towards the top end of the LATAM, South America, as we call it in CS, scene, it does look like their map pools are relatively deep, and they're pretty effective on most of them. So it is one of those, especially with stats like that, where it's going to come down to the setup, the preparation, and, of course, your performance on the day. You can kind of say, I think it's really only at the top level, and even then, it's the beauty of Counter-Strike, right? Any game is winnable. But you can only really say at the top level, okay, look, guys, this is kind of a shoe-in for Astralis' nuke run right now, that they're probably going to win this one. Sure, they might end up losing eventually, but you know what I mean? You can kind of predict it. I've talked over this round, though, and now I realise it's a 2 versus 2. How did we get here? Jumping scout, or... And again, no, not able. That was close the second time around. He did get it the third and sets up Ali. Here we go. Low HP for the Mac 10 on the backside. Destiny can't save the round. And it's gone in the bin. Paquetá. What's going on? Why we got a guy running out B by himself? You know, like, come on.
Yeah, and Ali, the 4K on the second round. We know how damaging these resets can be on these force buys, that almost certainly the most important rounds of the game if you can win them. So Havan, they found none of the pistols. They got the reset. They're actually at a round advantage, and we of course know they can play on the CT side of Dust2. And if they can convert this one, they'll be in a great economic position. So we're expecting the force buy back here for Paquetá. And this is all important. They need to establish some economy here on the T side.
Yes, absolutely. Goodness me. We might see it go a little bit back and forth here. We'll see what Paquetá, again, their map pick. What have they got in the back pocket? This is maybe where you want to be pulling it out, boys, but we'll see. I think they will be kicking themselves, especially when it's as close as it is. And it just felt so simple, in a way. Yeah, it's a 4K from Ali, but it didn't feel like he popped off, you know, and got like 3 quick one-deags or something like that. Destiny creeping out. That's a bit ridiculous from Doc, as I think he found it just as he landed, but all the same, quick trade. They were going to go for a nice instinctive mid to B, but now they've decided against it and kind of missed the window of opportunity.
Yeah, Doc here is so isolated in towards mid. Of course, he's got this smoke to play around, but as soon as that fades, he's so exposed. IDK's already in the cover. These players from doors can swing out, and he goes down almost immediately. Smoke's now coming into the CT area of mid to allow for the wrap to come in. There's 2 players as well coming from tunnels, and Ali is under huge pressure. He's caught out in the open. Skulls can't find the kill either, and Paquetá, that's a huge round as they get the reset back onto Havan. This is all over the place in terms of the force buys here at the start of the second half.
I did have a feeling when we see that last round and sort of the air that Paquetá had started to breed here of like crazy quick aggression, scrapping it out. Sometimes, again, especially I think in a region like this, they can be happy to get down in the mud and just, you know, gloves off, all those kind of cliche phrases to essentially mean fight it out and take the fights, you know, don't play things safely, play things super in the face. Nice finds here from Remix. Will therefore be able to hold on to the orb. And actually makes it a bit costly, which is nice. As you can see, indeed, they can buy back up. I suppose they have the added bonus that, of course, only 1,400 coming in for Havan. But nonetheless, every little helps when you're trying to get the return rounds. Will be another force. See what they can find here on the CT side.
Yeah, of course. And the saved AWP on the CT side, you know, if there was no AWP in play here, this would be much easier to call as the T side. You've had so many options. But now you've got to be careful. You can't just go out facing and looking for jewels. You need to be so scared of this AWP. And Doc, he's on the scout. It's a Remix on the AWP. He's up towards short, actually. He's playing around this Xbox smoke. They have no idea he's in attendance at the moment. Two players are out of under. They're going out in towards mid, as they are so close to each other, all of these players. And it seems like Remix, he's had enough of it. He's going to back out.
Reapproach things, maybe? I don't know. At the moment, pretty much in the right place. I think this is the right way to go about it, though, when you know they're on a weak buy. Try not to give your presence away, because it can be a lot looser with the rotations, as it were. Flash in towards tunnels comes through, and then the quick movement from DRG. They're all moving across the B, pretty much, right? And the AWP here, up on that boost spot, will manage to find one. Omar's yet to cross, and they'll take out the Gandalf player, and yeah, every time he peeks, Remix puts his life under threat. That's a ridiculous shot from Destiny. I think he was dead to rights regardless, but all the same, this guy looking hot, looking real hot. AWP retrieved, Destiny will eventually fall. Now, I'm not totally out of the question, but they don't fancy it with just the AWP and the Deagle. This AWP especially needs to make it through. I would imagine the D going to stick around for some exits. It will indeed. But 10 for Paquetá. A peculiar way of going about it for sure, but they have managed to pull back the lead.
Yeah, indeed. And actually saving the AWP here is unbelievably important, because if they want a double AWP in that first gun round in 2 rounds' time, they're going to be in so much trouble. Remix does have plenty of money in the bank, but otherwise, nobody's going to have that sort of money. They're going to be about middling, you know, $4,000, $4,500 perhaps at the max. So Paquetá, they win the force buy back. They converted this force buy, and now the eco should be much easier. So Paquetá getting off to strong starts in both of these halves.
But can they keep it going, right? That's what we want to answer this time around. I think, you know, it's so early. But if they can win the first rifle round when that comes out, I think that the game would then be in their hands, just because the money for this CT side will be, well, it is in tatters, and it will continue to be in tatters if they can't win that first rifle. They really have nothing, no backbone, no structure, no foundations. Remix, though, on the AWP once again, another thing to contend with. They find some damage through the smoke, also onto the Deagle. So looking good here, bit of a sneaky spot for Doc. Can't get it done. DRG will capitalise and find one. Damage always nice in a round like this. The AWP still in play. What is the plan? Being low? Kinda want to think about moving away, probably. David in from behind here as well to seal the deal. Going to take down this other Deagle. Not looking at here, the chest taps are all good. Skulls will manage to find one. And Remix. It's a bit hard, to be fair. I guess you're going to buy into the next round. Nonetheless, will be clapped out by Nithon, so we won't get to know whether he was going to save there or what. 11-9. What now for Havan?
Well, I guess it's time to find out. At least in these force buys, they have been keeping the economy first half. Paquetá's money got out of control so quickly, didn't it? After he started taking those gun rounds. So at least from that perspective, it's not going to be such a battle here from the Havan Liberty guys to break that money and force some eco rounds. Catwalk boost coming out though on towards Doc. Long control as well for Havan. And it seems Paquetá, they're pretty content here to just slow it down and default out. But IDK, he takes one wrong step, he's going to have an AWP bullet in his chest.
Oh, well, there it is. And DRG also able to find the first blood of the round. So 5-on-3 coming in. They're committing to the mid to B with, again, a kind of interesting way of going about it. Omitting that one smoke, send the AWP in, and maybe the CTs, because of all the utility that they hear, they'll think it's there. This is a little weird. Just about creeping in. DRG, oh, that's unlucky on the M4. Finds the ding. The crosshair readjusted here from Ale. Too many targets to find, so they have secured the B-bomb site. Yet to get the plant. Will easily be punched in, though, because there's not a quick presence here as yet. All three players coming in from the tunnels. Oh, goodness. AWP goes a bit wide, not able to find that shot, thank God, because now Remix is set up to take him down on the repeat. All onto David. Will find the first, but taken out by Remix. That looked like a weird shot. He still manages to get it nonetheless. And the 10th round on the board, but it is, again, costly.
Yeah, indeed. And after these drops come in the next round, Paquetá, they're going to have reasonable money with the bomb plant here. Won't be perfect, but they should definitely still buy in this scenario, knowing how low the Havan money is. So we'll see what the Paquetá guys choose to go for. It'd be nice, actually, for attack pause in this scenario, just to talk it over, talk through their money. That'd be brilliant. There's attack pause, just on cue. So Cutex, he can drop an AK or a Galil over to a teammate. And Knife on maybe can drop a Galil as well. We'll see what they choose to go for, but you definitely buy here. And assuming the buy comes in, this is really scary. Havan, they actually really need to win this round, or this could get scary.
Well, I suppose that's why we're here with a bit of a timeout. Havan will be using this to the best of their ability. It does feel like one of those rounds that begins to dictate who should be taking the game. Never that easy, but it will put a team firmly in the lead. And of course, what we're here for, qualification to that RMR, like you say. Nice to get those points in, nice to keep battling back and get to the main event. That's a dangerous kind of repeat there, Chief, but it's cool, goes for it, and there you are. Third time the charm, and the tag landing. Good read, good follow-up from Doc. What a fantastic opening 20 seconds that is.
Yeah, the Havan guys there, they gave up the B-bomb site. They decided, screw this, we're just going to fight with both our B players in towards mid. They had to play on towards Catwalk as well for good measure. Knife on that right eye peak. And over the smoke, there's two players going towards Catwalk. It's such a tricky setup to play out. Trades come in. We're left in a 2 versus 2. A bomb site in the hands of Paquetá. DRG here. He's still lurking on towards long. AWP is posted, but out of shot. Oh, this is awkward. Really awkward. And Knife One finds the frag. Only Ale remaining. And with the bomb planted where it is, this is going to be so tough.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for him, right? He's pretty quickly up long, I would say, but with the control, the info that they have, the AWP just posted up. The timing on that is so weird. Ale, meanwhile, he can kick down long, but he just doesn't have time. Great shot from Nithon. And that is nothing short of a disaster from Havan, to be honest. Like I said, the 20 seconds, probably the best opening period that we've had from a CT side, at the very least, throughout this game. And then they throw it all away, getting caught with the timing on short.
Yeah, Catwalk's really awkward, so you often feel like you're playing a great setup. You know, you're playing where one player takes contact, one player is maybe hiding under the stairs. The problem is you can't move in those positions. You get trapped so easily. The T side can swing out on the flashes. There's nowhere to go. And ultimately, the trades often go the way of the T side. If you're playing towards Catwalk, you need to be fighting out towards here, on towards mid, where all these players are getting shot. That's where you're going to find the good shoots. And of course, Havan, they probably had the opportunity to just give Catwalk on the last round. They'd already fought mid. They had the advantage, just play the bomb site. They chose not to, and that's why we're here. Paquetá in the lead firmly. Money starting to build up a little bit, but Havan is starting to get to now or never territory. They need gun rounds, and they need to get this economy back on track for them.
In the danger zone, aren't we? Make or break. So we'll see. Nithon out pretty quickly. No one meeting him as yet. David, meanwhile, holding, and this could pay off. Ooh, Remix, though, going to walk straight into it. I think he had the angle, and then he moved off of it. Meanwhile, Nithon does get one out towards long, but traded instantly, and Remix on the reaggress. Looking very good here for Havan. Key round. Everything falling into place. Destiny can't get it done as Remix finds the 3K. Over in 30 seconds. So that's quite something from Havan. And this time they don't mess it up.
Yeah, it just feels like on both of the CT sides, the AWP is having so much impact. And Remix here, he's starting to bring out some more of the aggression. We love to see it, and he's been great at switching up his positions, actually, hasn't he? He's been playing long and taking those B spawns into his face in the tunnel. So he's been all over the place and a real kind of pig to read, to be honest, for the Paquetá guys. The long take will be coming out. All 5 of the Paquetá guys in attendance. Flashbangs coming out all over the place. And 2 frags ready for the Havan guys. Doc, he came through that corner smoke. That was a great hold. I thought they were going to be in big trouble there.
Able to bounce back pretty well in the past few rounds and keep their cool. Despite the throwaway of a 5-on-3. Not too dissimilar to this. Gotta watch themselves. Nice little nades. Continues to do damage. There's another follow-up as well, I think, from the B players. And more and more. Few bullets for IDK, I think, to take him down to 28 HP. Nonetheless, they're going to go for a reposition, keeping David as the fake. Selling it, probably with his life. Down to the fire. Don't really know what he expected there. Now the bomb's coming back. Guys. They are baffled.
Certainly feels like for both of these teams, actually, the moment they start losing numbers or whatever their plan into the round starts to fall apart, it's that readjustment phase, isn't it, where it's all a little bit bizarre, maybe a bit individual, where they're just looking for jewels versus, you know, still taking control and trying to play together. Certainly feels like very much on the individuals as soon as they go man down. And clearly here, Paquetá, they've got no chance in this round. They're going to save these guns over. We talk about this all the time. This is going to put their money so out of balance now, isn't it, saving these 2 guns over? And do you force into the next? That's such a massive question. And this could have implications for the next 2 or even 3 rounds, saving these guns over.
I'm just trying to think. In terms of, you know, the early portions, it feels like kind of pick-based Counter-Strike a little bit from these teams. Is there anything that maybe stands out to you that's going drastically wrong for Paquetá, or are they just trying to set themselves up in situations that they have an inherent disadvantage in?
I think both teams have been struggling to get from the early stage of their defaults to getting the map control players alive. So you would have noticed so far, both teams are giving up a lot of frags on the T side in towards mid, getting picked apart by AWPs or players swinging off of the catwalk, and that just kind of displays a little bit of inexperience or potentially players not being quite on the same page. You know, you can have your AWPer holding mid on the T side and come down on towards catwalk. He can play some nice angles where kind of Knife On is now and prevent all those opportunities in the first place. And there's so many nades you can put on towards catwalk. But that's a great opening pick. And considering this is a real kind of mixed bag by the guns here, they've been doing work. DRG is the only player left on towards B as it falls apart, just as we were praising Havan, giving up some sloppy frags there.
Yep, to the 2 saved rifles. We'll see how the B hit goes. DRG trying to take an advanced position. Unfortunately, crept around that corner, right? All 3 of them looked like they were lined up, but the timing doesn't work out. Easily traded. And the save for the CT side. Boys, come on. That is not the round. Of all of them to drop. Simple touch and go with the AWP, with the AK. Disastrous once again. And that's a couple. That's a couple that Havan, very silly rounds I think they've given away. I'd speak to maybe a force buy. I'd speak to losing to a B burst or a spawn-based play. But this one it felt like they should have... You lose the first guy maybe, but then the recovery shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, certainly. And during this game, in general, it felt to me like Havan, obviously, at the start of the second half, they essentially lost what we'd call the economic battle, didn't they? Where ultimately it was the Paquetá guys who managed to start converting those rounds. So Havan, they've been looking pretty good on the regular gun rounds where they're buying into it and they're just playing against spies themselves from Paquetá. It's been these unusual rounds, it's been the pistol rounds, it's been up against saved rifles where, for whatever reason, the mistake's starting to creep in and it's destroying their map so far. They've been great on the gun rounds. They need to clean up these especially these rounds against lower buys. It seems like having a bit of a tech pause when the players might have dropped out here. So hopefully this doesn't last too long, but I guess it gives us a nice opportunity to reflect on the game overall so far. It's been pretty back and forth, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, nothing too flashy, very trade-heavy Counter-Strike, as you can kind of expect from Dust2, and once again, this region that relies on that style of play. Few simple executes, more so from Havan on their T side. Paquetá really just brute forcing their way through these rounds and through these victories, as seen by the previous. But it's interesting. It's interesting. Small changes as well to increase the amount of gunfights you're taking. I think that's something that maybe European, particularly higher level European teams, will look to avoid. I feel that Counter-Strike, kind of at its core of pro play at the very least, a lot of it's about making the kills as easy as possible. Yeah, you want someone who's tagged up, or blind, or in a Molotov, or behind a smoke, so you don't even have to really fight them. Whereas Paquetá seem very, very happy to just leave things open and find their way through. I believe everyone's back in, by the way. It's just a case of the hood here with that player dropping out. There we go. There we go. Lovely stuff. Always awkward, but we are back in. But yeah, I don't know. Does that feel like it makes sense here that Paquetá are trying to actually increase the amount of fights that they're taking rather than decrease or make them easier with that utility and whatnot?
I think the way we'd put it is they're playing pretty loose, where it's less about putting down loads of utility. It's more about taking duels and hitting. They seem to be aware an orc could be in attendance, but that flash didn't do nearly enough. Only partial blinded was Remix. He can fall out with the frag. Paquetá, they're trying to react quickly, but Remix, that is crazy. Nade as well does huge damage. As this is getting really dangerous in this round for Paquetá. They need to get out of mid because there's so many CTs and so many nades in attendance.
Yeah, as we touch on quite a bit, those half-buy rounds where you go a bit faster and the rules of engagement are a bit different can kind of be hard to work with moving forwards. And of course, the opposition are going to come up with new ideas and pull something such as their finger out and figure it out, you know, and not drop to such silly scenarios, and if anything, be a little more spurred on, be a little angrier. So you can't really come in with the same philosophy into the follow-up round after losing a half-buy. Kind of what Paquetá's done. And Havan are like, not this time, guys, come on. You know, the flash not quite good enough for short. The quick pivot towards mid, very predictable. And now we have 3 players saving. This is never good. 2's a bit much. 1 you can kind of get behind. 3 players saving on the T side, even in a 5-on-3, is really, really negative in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't speak volumes for how they're feeling kind of in terms of the game at the moment. They have got good money on IDK. David will be able to buy himself, so it's only going to be really Destiny here. Could get dropped to Galil as well. So the buy will be pretty decent. This is certainly a much better save call than what we saw earlier on when the 2 players had no money. So in that respect, it's not too bad. But up against it now, 14-13. Money in the bin now for Paquetá. Havan are starting to bank up some cash, but they haven't got too many rounds left to lose. We're right at the business end, and I tell you what, I wouldn't want to predict a winner right now because this is actually totally on a knife edge.
Yeah, it feels like the whole series could go this way, my dude. We'll flash in to allow the AWP to get out. Certainly worked. Very long-winded as they run all the way down short. Trying to go for this take. First time in a while I think we've seen Paquetá go for a short take of this ilk, so see whether it works. Lining that utility up. Player in Goose is one that can often get overlooked. To Easily by the Molotov that you generally expect there. Again, just contact flash. Trying to clear out the corner maybe. Trying to just scare the AWP off. Triple smoke setup, not too dissimilar from what Havan were doing when they were hitting in towards short, but it's all a fake, it's all a ruse. They're not biting, however, on the CT side. DRG only good for one. However, it's Ale, yeah, the unexpected angle at the entrance to tunnels. Nathan will take out Remix, I think getting a bit aggressive through the smoke, so we're 3-on-3 into what you would assume is a retake, but like I say, Ale is very quickly in on this flank, a threat that they will have to deal with for the entire post-plant period. Remaining CTs on the way, though. Crack angle. Ooh, for the AWP, missed shot. Unscathed, goes back in and finds it the second time around. Doc gonna come in and try and pick up the pieces, but we know this B-bomb site, man, it's so hard, even while even, to retake, and they are dealing very, very well with Ale on this flank. Smoke will go down. 2 players set up for it. Easy stuff. Beautiful flick from Nathan to even finish it. That is a great 15th round picked up by Paquetá after a bit of a shaky start.
Yeah, you can see they went for a kind of interesting play where they faked the A hit before running back through mid and on towards B. They caught out the B rotator for the CT side. He was caught totally in the open. He was thinking, I need to get to A to help out my teammate. And there you have it. 5 terrorist players hopping out in front of him. Getting caught out a little bit. They didn't have anybody going tunnels, so that allowed Ale, wasn't it, to push in a nice angle for the site hit. But ultimately, good play in the after plant. 4 players now grouping up towards long for Paquetá, but look at this pushing towards tunnels. K-Tex could be under pressure, but Skulls for now, he's the player we're going to be focusing on. He's playing around blue. His teammates coming over to help him. Doc, first 2 kills go the way of the CT side, as this is a meat grinder here on towards long. And K-Tex, what can you do in this position? It might even be another save.
I think he's going to be able to, Chief. They're hunting him down. And well, here we go into all 30. Will we need a few more, though? That's the million-dollar question, of course. I feel like I say that maybe a bit too much. You know, if all the million-dollar questions are in at once, then they're not worth that much, you know? Got to save it for the big ones.
Not necessarily US dollar. It could be...
Yeah,
Congo dollar or something, I'm not sure.
Like an invaluable currency.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've started changing it to the big question, which I think fits.
Right.
Yeah, because it is a big question.
Should say the poignant question.
Get a thesaurus out. You know. Oh, thanks for that smoke, Doc. Very nicely going to be able to spot out Nathan. I think he's heard the second as well. Sticks around a little bit too long. We'll get taken down. DRG manages to find the player in tunnels, that is. 4 versus 3 ensues now with Havan in the ascendancy.
Slowing it right down here on towards Catwalkers. Bit of an unusual duel here in towards the tunnels. IDK is going to be forced to give that one up. Frag's coming out here towards the Catwalk area. Remix on his AWP is going massive. And now only 1 kill stands between Havan and overtime on their opponent's map pick. Flash goes up, IDK. What can he even do here? He goes for the Batman. It doesn't play out. 15-15 is the scoreline. And we're going to take a quick break if we go into overtime.
Yo, welcome back, everybody. We are here with our first bout of overtime. Of course, as it says on the HUD there, 1st to 19. That's quite handy. Nonetheless, Paquetá, I think, will be kicking themselves a little bit that they have not closed this one out as yet. The first to hit 15, it was 15-13. Havan, Liberty, solid team on this map. Not their pick, though. They have managed to pull it back, and here we go into the overtime with the 10K. Always interesting to see, particularly for that CT side. First engagement is missed by Remix. He was so crisp in those closing rounds of regulation, but, well, the jitters of overtime getting to him.
Yeah, indeed. And Paquetá, they know they've dropped the AWP. That's why they're so aggressive here in terms of fighting mid and trying to take angles. A good spot now for the B split. Only 2 players in defense, but we can see the bomb script. Looks like it's hightailing its way on towards A instead. So we'll see if any of these rotates get pulled. No movement for the moment. There's a player up here. And his angle behind the wall and he peeks out. That was the linchpin moment. He had to find a couple of frags. And now, Paquetá, 4-on-2. MR10K. I think you need to save here, actually, as the CTs.
Yeah. They're going to look for some early opportunities, maybe. Yorg's committed now, will find the kill. However, DRG will fall, and Doc, yeah, 23 HP. Just gonna save. Sucks, but here we are. Paquetá takes him a bit of time, of course, to get back into the swing of things, but once we hit the overtime, that pressure, in a sense, off a little bit, at least for a couple more rounds. And they come in all guns blazing after a short pause there, of course. Short commercial break, really. But here they are. With round number 16.
Yeah, indeed. And as a reminder, of course, Dust2 is the map pick of Paquetá. They'd certainly have been looking to deal with this kind of long before it went towards overtime. So in that respect, already seeing a closer game than maybe they would have expected from the team's perspective, of course. It's overtime. We're going to see some more gun rounds here. Havan buying into this one. They're not going to go for the double AWP and Remix. The star of the show, really, for that CT half in the second half of regulation. Didn't have the greatest opening round here, but we need to see him having impact because he was the man of the hour a few minutes ago.
Absolutely. Just about to... Oh, crossover! And speaking of, as will Skulls and LA. Goodness me. Double spray down for David. Right place at the right time. And Paquetá once again looking solid, but they stop to throw nades. That buys time for the rotations. They might come to regret that. As Remix has found one. Doc is in and around the smokes. Goodness me, so bloody blind. Will get taken down. DRG falls it all onto Remix. A nice early opener into this post plant. Helps his team a little, but finding 4 more, not going to happen. IDK takes him out. As Havan, Liberty, look at the money. Goodness me, Remix has got cash, but that's it.
Yeah, indeed. And obviously, in the modern day, we have a lot of conversations about where the kind of starting money should be in overtime. And this is why if you lose the first two rounds, especially on the CT side, you're looking at more of a force buy than a proper gun round buy here on the CT side. Remix, though, he does have the AWP. He's going towards B. Plenty of nades from both teams on towards long. A bit of a fake from the Paquetá guys, but they're just steamrolling their way up catwalk, and this duel with Skulls is going to be massive. Is he expecting it? He is jiggling. That's a good start. He puts his smoke down, but look at all this control the T side are going to get. The flank is coming in from catwalk. This is a very bizarre round of Skulls. Massive opening first 2 picks. He can't quite find Destiny, but here come the flanks. 1 player remaining. Destiny, 30 HP, and a Dream. It's not going to be... That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to you, to be honest with you. Would be the round, wouldn't it? That Havan are able to find. Still looking good in the lead, 17. If they can hit this first round, then that really once again puts the pressure on Havan. They've done the double round comeback, so maybe they can do it again. But of course, that's all kind of conjecture at this point. Havan back onto the T side. Slow start here in regulation. And it's a while, of course, since they've been here. And it wasn't until they slowed things down, grouped up, and then burst in that they managed to find success. When they were sending the early feelers out there with the defaults, everybody was overstepping a little bit and giving 1v1s away to Paquetá. So we'll see if they fall back to that, mistake-filled style, or whether they go for something a bit different. It's actually going to be a long take. I only saw a couple of these in their regulation T-side. We'll manage to get it in terms of the real estate. No kills come through, though. Paquetá back away very quickly.
Yeah, you can see Paquetá here. Moment they lose that long control, they're like, guys, we need to give this up. We need to boost there at elevator and get back on towards Catwalk and fight in here for some more mid control. And this is the problem, Scriv. You can see for both teams, 5 players grouping into one area early. They're giving up the whole map to the Paquetá guys. So losing long is not even that big of a deal when you have this much map control in response. Cross smokes, they're soon to be coming down. Close one landing, deep one goes down. Boost as well on elevator. They're really fighting for this one. So many nades coming out from that CT side. First frag goes the way of Havan. Boost though, behind the box. Seems to know about it. The spam's coming through. And Havan well on their way to making this an even game now.
Yep. Almost paramount, I feel like, for them to have picked up this first round of this second half of the first overtime. Gets a bit long-winded when we're like 4 overtimes down, losing our minds. Not been there for a while. Had a nice 6-hour series the other day, so I'd hope I've paid my dues for a few months at least, in that sense.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
Yeah. Touch wood. I'm not sure what they say for that kind of thing in South America. In Brazil, mostly Brazil. I believe we've got Chilean in here somewhere. No save for Destiny.
Not
Paquetá. Yeah, they're going to have to buy back up again. This is where the money becomes a problem, right? If Havan can pick up 18 first, goodness me, what a difficult round it would be to take us to a second overtime for Paquetá. So, absolutely needing this one.
Yeah, maybe even a few nerves creeping, because Destiny just accidentally bought a FAMAS when you could definitely have afforded an M4. You don't need head armor either. And actually, that's a mistake of inexperience we've seen in these overtimes. Buying head armor on the CT side with 10k, you shouldn't be doing that. You might not even want to buy kits on all the players just because the money can get so scary if you're dropping 2 rounds in a row. So, even game we have long control from Havan. And this time, Paquetá, they're playing much less in towards mid, aren't they? You can see how it's only really Destiny having that control. So sacrificing mid on this occasion and thinking more about fighting for long as they come around this corner and try and get in towards pit.
Uh-oh. This could be dangerous. They're trying to transition. Smoke comes on the corner, and I think, yeah, that will call off the slow push. Of course, the car player here, Nathan, will be the first port of call, but look at Doc on the edge of the smoke, ready to get flashed through. In it comes. Molotov for Nathan to deal with. However, there's no flash. Where's the flash, guys? Oh, God. He smoked off the Molotov. Nathan's still alive here. They're trying to just pre-fire him down. Easier said than done. Slightly deeper Molotov will make life difficult, and there's the spam. Well played by Skulls. That's actually quite a nice little bit of individual play. Either way, 4 versus 4, that feels like it should have been a free kill on that car player. They were set up and ready, but didn't execute properly nonetheless. Slowly but surely. 20 seconds here for Havan to cross through, and everybody ready on Paquetá. In comes the flash. Blind spray downs are effective enough in the end. Damage has been done, though, to set up the rest of the boys. Katex and Destiny coming in, finding a killer piece, but it's Ale from short at the very last second to look and take the round. He will do so, and now the game heavily under threat. Map point hit by Havan, looking to snatch it away, and look at the money. Oh my God.
Yeah, of course. We spoke about this earlier on with the buying the head armor, and this is going to be in buy all over the place. And Havan there, I'm not sure if you noticed, Scriv, they were out of smokes at the end there. They only had 1 down on the cross, and Paquetá, if they just sat and hold, they wouldn't have known, of course. But if they just sat and hold instead of getting aggressive, they almost certainly win that round. How would the bomb have crossed long with only 1 smoke down? So that was really a golden opportunity, and they might not get another. Of course, Destiny, he only got a FAMAS in the last one. M4 in hand on this occasion. 2 kills already. He drops the bomb. Destiny, he wants a second overtime.
Yes, absolutely. Trying to get it. That's a hell of a quick scope from Remix. We'll be left low, though. 4 versus 3, it definitely looks to be setting us up in pretty good stead. They have rushed into things a bit quick. And as per usual, that can send things a bit south. We'll see. Still the stronger weaponry, particularly with that AWP. Looking to be deadly. The up-close smokes here to move in pretty quickly. But again, the flash is kind of effective. The MP9's chomping at the bit to go swinging through the smoke or swinging around corners. Doc contacting in by himself will actually win the fight. So there you go, defying the odds ever so slightly. Destiny up on the boost. Surely got to spot one of these heads. Will do so, but Remix and Doc come in to take it down, and Remix with the final kill. All of a sudden.